So what are the key three skills required for investment banking intern role?
I think the top three skills that are definitely required are, you want to make sure that, I think more than being like technically prepared, you want to be prepared like mentally, and also kind of to be open to working in a team, working long hours, working with people that may be a little edgy, and you have to be on a constant smile and, be a team player and bring a different kind of persona to the team. That's another part of your value add. That's one piece of it, just being mentally prepared. I think a lot of people kind of overlook that, and they're not really focused. I mean, I'm still about to go into my internship, so these are all kind of things that I've been doing. Just being mentally prepared, even doing something and some people might think this is weird, but, just setting a time for yourself that you'll stay awake so that you start preparing mentally for the sleep schedule. So like you'll be up at 9 in the morning, or excuse me, you'll be up at like 8 in the morning or 7:30. And you'll be ready to go by 8:30, and you won't go to sleep until 2 a.m. so that you could start preparing for that cycle. I have friends that they stay up to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. just to prepare, and then they're up again at 8. And I'm like, well, I think that's a little excessive, but I'll be up at 8, 8:30, and then, prepare for those long hours up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m. That's one component. I think another component is obviously the technical aspect, knowing how to work on Excel, knowing how to work on PowerPoint, having your accounting down and understanding valuation is extremely important for when the analyst, because you're supporting the analyst in what he's doing. So he's expecting you to at least have like, maybe not as he's definitely not expecting you to know as much as he is, maybe not even half, but he is expecting you to know what it is. So technical aspect is important as well. And I think lastly, it's being prepared to talk to many people. You want to be networking with as many people as you can. Networking with your team is important so that they kind of understand your interests, and that also that, you want to get the full-time offer so that you can start working in an industry that you've been fighting for, which is investment banking in my case. So, that's something to be preparing for as well, like networking. And by preparing for that and keeping that in mind, you're setting yourself up for success.
Fantastic. Thank you. So what do you think are the challenges involved with this role?
I think like an upcoming challenge that I'm anticipating, I think like it's not necessarily the like I said, the mental preparedness that I'm doing is kind of helping me overcome that sort of challenge that I'm anticipating, although it is something that I'm concerned about. So being able to stay awake is something I'm concerned about. Being able to function in general is, after 90 to 115 hours of working it's a challenge that I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to, work, making sure that I'm preparing myself from a healthy eating standpoint, to drinking as much water now and balancing my coffee. Those are just things. This is all things that are just revolving around that challenge that I'm anticipating. But something that I really am going to be looking forward to overcoming is just kind of understanding the group dynamic in the beginning. That's always something that, at least for my commercial banking role, was interesting to overcome, because it wasn't as fast-paced or demanding as what I'm expecting to be a part of in investment banking. But just overcoming the group dynamic is, I think, probably going to be the toughest, because, you want to understand whose main function is what, who's like, where are they at on certain deals? How are you going to create value without kind of annoying an analyst because he's got work to do and, he wants to teach you and he wants to get you involved, but how do you pick up to speed as much as they want you to? So that's probably some challenges that I'm anticipating, but currently overcoming, and just kind of making sure that, the second one I'm overcoming by just keeping up with my team, what they're working on. And then not necessarily knowing exactly, because I'm not like in the firm yet, so they can't really tell me certain things. But just knowing the group dynamic from before I get there, like, this is what we work on, this is kind of how we structure things, has helped me overcome that anticipated challenge.
Great. Thank you so much for answering this question, Sean. Sean, we have an attendee who wants to ask you one question. Attendee says his name is Roberto. So he says, my name is Roberto. I am a student from Florida International University. how do I apply to investment banking internships at the Citigroup?
At Citigroup, you basically you go online, you can Google it. The website is like a black hole. So, basically like, I mean, at least that's from my experience. Like you go through one thing and then it's like just kind of, I mean, maybe I'm just not operating it correctly. That's possible too. But like I think I would suggest just going on Google, typing in Citigroup investment banking, and then you'll have a topic come up or a link, and then you just click that link and then it'll take you to the website, investment banking description. I think a lot of the roles have been filled probably back in like December time. I think everything was filled, or November time, but definitely like they'll be reopening for 2020 soon. But if you can find it on the website, kudos to you. I mean, I'm a campus ambassador for them and I have some trouble, but that's just because I'm not familiar with it too well. And then also, but if you could go through Google, that's probably the best way.
Great. Thank you.